Recording. Yeah. Welcome to all on Be a Man series. In this talk show, we are going to talk and create a global voice and a campaign by hearing from our speaker that how they are giving meaning in their work and life and the meaning of being a man, as we have kept our name of this show, Be a Man. In the same way, so let's join our hand together to talk openly and redefine the meaning of being a man. And welcome and hear from our today's speaker who is joining us from India, Mumbai, Dr. Nishant Mehta. He is a CA. He has done his LLM, MBA, and many more years of experience. He's specialized in Bollywood and fintech. His CA specializing in especially in Bollywood and fintech. And currently, he's having his offices in 8 countries, including Japan, Mumbai, Dubai, Singapore, London, Riyadh, Bahrain, Australia, and many more. So without wasting our more time, let's hear from our today's speaker, how he reached on this platform, what way he is creating his definition by being a man. So welcome Dr. Nishant on our global talk show, Be a Man.
Thank you, Dr. Shafi, for inviting me for this. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a great pleasure that you are finding some time to join us and to share your work and inspire many other who are listening and watching us. So Dr. Nishant, as we read a little bit about your introduction, we know about a little bit of your work, but always it's a pleasure to know from speaker side in detail how they reach on this journey, how they reach on this platform. So let's start talking about your journey from your early childhood, how it seems to be, what kind of experiences, what kind of upbringing you had, maybe some challenges or something. Would you like to share?
Definitely. So I come from a Marwari family, born in Jodhpur and brought up in Bombay. Born in 12th November, then we are 3 brothers and 1 elder, 1 younger. Coming from a family of rankers, my dad was a ranker in BE honors and mom was a BA honors. And my brothers both were rankers throughout their life, adding to myself. Till 7th, I was a totally top 5 and top 3 in the school, entire school. And then gradually in 8th, the grades went down because of some sibling rivalry, whatever you call it. I thought it's something like that and I dropped out. Then I pick up the stones back and bounce back in 10th. I was expecting a rank and I end up with around 79%. Coming from a family of engineers and suddenly I'm at 80% where you can go out into the second best college. And I never thought I want to go in the second best college. So I went to the college, HR college, paid my fees, came back home. My dad and my brother were very angry with me because they wanted me to be an engineer and I wanted to go to commerce. I told my dad, whatever happened, it happened. Now I want to live my life on what I want to do. And that started my journey into a chartered accountancy. Cleared in my foundation parallel to my 12th standard, my 13 and 14, and cleared my inter in the first attempt in spite of having a jaundice. So I was suffering from jaundice in the 3 months of internship where you get a leave. And I end up was studying only for 15 days and I was in the top 100 students in internship. Things were going good. We were parallelly, I was working with Citibank as an intern with them at Sakar Bhavan, the oldest office they had that time. I was in the corporate banking and I used to report to around 27 bosses. We have an entry time of 9, but we don't have an exit time. And that's what bankers normally work in. I took my leave for in studies for CA final, studied a lot, started logging in 16 hours in a day and working a lot on studies and everything. Expecting a rank and I flunked. That was the first failure I ever had in my life. I was distressed, shocked. I failed in taxation and I was known to be the tax guru among all my CA fraternity friends. That's what surprised me. Again, I took courage. My dad supported me a lot in that. And I again gave my exam. Irony, again I failed. Second attempt. I was distressed. I thought I'm going to give my last attempt and make sure that I pass.
Mhm.
God was kind. With the blessing of my parents and my family, I cleared in the third
Mhm.
attempt CA with a rank of around 54th in entire India, clearing
Mhm.
both the groups and excelling in one of the subjects. That's what I love about myself, that I always try to bounce back even if I fall down. And that's what I
Mhm.
always want to give it to the people around, that whatever happens, you please bounce back. And this will
Mhm.
give you more confidence and everything. Things were going good, but my dad didn't allow me to go into the service of Aditya Birla Group, and
Mhm.
I actually ended up with a job of 5,000 rupees per month, and my bike petrol costing was around 10,000 per month.
Mhm.
But my dad said that no matter what happens, you are not going to travel 15 days in a month in a job of Aditya Birla. Nevertheless, 6 months, 3 times they offered me the same job, but because of my dad, I could not do it. 6 months struggling to work in a mere salary of 5,000. Suddenly, one fine day, I told my dad, I'm quitting. He
Mhm.
said, why? So I said, I want to quit and start my own practice.
Right.
And my dad said, yes, you should. But then I asked him, how will I get a client? And his
Mhm.
answer was with a smile, I don't know. At the age of 21 and a half, you're starting your practice with a competitor across the world and you really don't know what to do next.
Mhm.
Luck, 1 year I was doing a freelancing where I used to get work from other started accountancy in their name, and they used to outsource the work with me.
Mhm.
Mere enough to cover the rent, a little bit more expenses to buy a mobile. I love mobile, I'm a gadget free, and I
Mhm.
end up doing that. Luck was again, God was kind.
Mhm.
At 22, 2001, Citibank became my client. Whatever the work I was doing as an intern, I was been appointed as the youngest chartered accountant in Citibank on the panel of vendors. That too gave me a lot of confidence. Things were going very, very good. 4 years, we were doing a lot of work, and I was handling pan India work for Citi, working across
Mhm.
technically all the departments, helping them in the ARR audit and other audits, whatever is possible, concurrent and the SAT audit and everything. I was not, I'm sorry, not in SAT audit, but concurrent audit. I know I was doing every work for them. But
Mhm.
then I realized you cannot depend on one client and work. Luck again hit me. And
Mhm.
one fine day, I lost one work of Citibank, which was giving me a good cash cow during that time also. Depressed for a month, then I realized Nishant is not gonna be depressed. He need to be bouncing back. I bounced back and I made a promise to myself. I am not going to depend on one client and run my show.
Mhm.
Today I can proudly say Citibank is still my client after 21 years. And
Wonderful.
today they just contribute around 10% to my revenue. And that's what I
Mhm.
always believed in. And whatever the work I lost came back to me after a gap of 3 years. City again offered me the same work, but I said no. I want to focus on bigger areas. That's what was something which I always love about me, to bounce back.
Mhm.
I was always inspired by Mukesh Ambani,
Mhm.
controlling everything from Bombay and having offices across the world. My
Right.
first step of my visionary leader was opening an office in Dubai, which was
Mhm.
supposed to be a casual, struggling CA journey, entering Dubai for the first time and looking at what can be done. I met
Right.
my friend with whom I did a chartered accountancy, and we joined hands together, and that started NSM in Dubai. Things were good going on, and always realized my focus was clear. I want to do offices abroad, and only in Bombay will be my hub in India. Rest everything
Mhm.
followed, like you have already told me about that companies. I always had an entrepreneur kida,
Mhm.
and I ended up doing a couple of startups.
Right.
Three startups, out of which one startup had a failure. 2 years we could not even earn a single paisa. We were struggling,
Mhm.
me with my partner, Dr. Megha Sharma. But
Mhm.
we joined hands and we said that let's see on the third year. Third year, we saw a sun and we can actually earn profit. And that started my journey into the travel industry as a founder of Tugal Travel Private Limited.
Mhm.
One thing lead to other. Today we have successfully three startups. and things are going good. There are definitely
Mm.
ups and downs in all journeys, whatever in the life. But I always believe collect all the pieces, join it back, and bounce back. That's
Right.
about my journey in life from my childhood till now. Over to you, Shasta.
Yeah, that's just beautiful. And the way you explain about your childhood experience and taking your own pace and your own decision when it comes to, starting into career oriented related studies and profession, going with the spirit of being back to bounce back. Here, we really enjoyed when you said about the bouncing back, concept. And when we are talking about you bought a lot of time the luck, and I would just like to ask, when we talk about luck here, how you find having a female in your life, maybe as a mother, maybe sister, or maybe wife or sibling, anyone, how you see their contribution is also paid towards to create your luck.
So behind a successful man, there are always a woman around. And I will
Mhm.
always appreciate and recognize the effort of my wife, who
Mhm.
during my struggling year, my first 4 years, she was working with me till the time our baby was born. And the foundation was very strong. So she was there with me when I was actually just starting my work from a 5,000 to expanding my work. That's
Mhm.
the woman presence in my life. Further on, currently my partners in all the startups are women only. Megha Sharma,
Right.
Sundari Roy, and whoever is there with me are always my partners are women. So I always appreciate the presence of women in my life and the effort and the blessing and the luck factor. The lady luck always is with me because of these women in my life.
I think that's very beautiful as you shared, and it shows how your work is really empowering for self as well as you are how you're supporting to women and really defining as a being a man what it can be. So Nishant, when we talk about your work here, you explained and you shared always you was having some sort of, as you said, kida, that like you want to do something different, something have some kind of instability in mind that, oh yes, I want to do something more, or maybe having willingness to give more, right? And here you shared how you expand your business from 5,000 and you started your own independent work, and now across 7 countries you are having your offices. What kind of challenges you found? We heard little bit, but if you can explain a bit more to our audience, it can be helpful for them.
Challenges during the initial years was always to find clients.
Mhm.
And initially in the year, even your cousins, your family members will not be able to help you out. So you need to just focus on work, be motivated, motivate yourself, and try to get work from wherever. You never know from which hook, nook, or the corner of the country or your friends,
Mhm.
family can give you work. So my
Mhm.
journey started with a friend of mine with whom I was doing my exam course, export import course, and he suddenly remembered me after 2 years in 2001 when I started my practice, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, I started my practice, have one or two clients only." He said, "Come office, we'll have a chat." I started the work with him, and he was paying me a 1 lakh per year at my first in 2001, which was a big amount. Initially, starting with someone who you don't know much, just a acquaintance or a colleague in the export
Mhm.
import course, and that's what it helped me out to do it.
Mhm.
Second was the best example was Citibank. The work which I was doing as an intern came back to me, and I was a vendor for them doing the same work as a
Mhm.
other side of the bank. So I always believe you should always maintain relationship. You should always look for opportunity wherever you can and grab the opportunity. And
Mhm.
if things are there, definitely you will find success. I
Mhm.
always believe in one thing by Shah Rukh Khan, which he says that किसी चीज को पाने की कोशिश करो तो सारी कायनात उसे पाने में तुम्हारी मदद करती है. And I still
Mhm.
believe and I always believe that this happens.
Mhm.
If you really want to have something, the angels around you will definitely help you to reach the heights. And definitely hard work, connecting the unconnected. If you can see that, the concept is clear. You need to touch base with people. and be mentally ready for a no, and you will always be successful.
Mhm.
Treat all your client equally, whether he's paying you 5,000 or 5 lakhs. If you give more respect, you never know the 5,000 client can become a 5 lakhs client in the coming year. And that's was my journey. And I'm proud to share that my client, last 21 years, he's still my client right now also. And that's an achievement for me. 90%, 95% of retention is what I have right now in my record till now. That's
Right.
about.
Yes, I think that's a beautiful and incredible way to maintain relation and having this still the same clients and same work journey. It's an achievement, and I would like to congratulate you to maintain and continuing those work. Um, uh, we are hearing quite a lot about Bollywood, and very famous personality name. I think it reflects somewhat your work as well, as you work in a Bollywood and fintech. Would you like to share about exactly how it goes and how you work with them?
In 2006, one of my clients, he called me up and said that he want to do an ad film and he wants me to be on the shoot. And that was my first step towards an ad journey in the media world, where we were doing the ad of Krishna Acquire Pepsi ad. And I was the chartered accountancy appointed for that purpose. Initially, you always love to be on the shoot, going on the sets and looking how it works and everything. First 2 days was very exciting to learn and actually see it. Then you get bored, and then I realized my work at the chartered accountant starts after the shoot is over, and that's
Right.
what entered me. We did a
Mhm.
successful shoot, and people were happy with the work and the advice I gave them on the role. And
Mhm.
that was the first ad. Until now, I've done around 200 ad as a CA and a lawyer. I've done around
Mhm.
6 movies as a
Mhm.
chartered accountant and a legal advisor. We
Mhm.
started with Debakar Oilaki. We did Love Section Doka. We did English to English, Bobby Jasus, Kaka,
Mhm.
Laksham Patsan. Plus, we do a couple of ads right now. Also, we did the ad of Ritik Roshan and Jacqueline of the Dhariwal group, Manikchand group of Dhariwal. They had a timber product of Dubai, and we did that ad for that. So the
Mhm.
one thing leads to other, and if you have a goodwill and a good work you give, you people will always come to us. And today, right now, I'm happy to share that we have around 10 production house where we work, couple of actor, actress, directors, assistant directors who are
Mhm.
part of my clientele list. That is first part, my specialize into Bollywood because there are very few people who understand Bollywood audits. Coming to the
Mhm.
next part, fintech. 2011, I was opportunity. I was fortunate enough to start the journey of fintech audit, thanks to the
Mhm.
clientele of the banking network which I have. So on behalf of the bank, I used to do the fintech audit. I started with one of the topmost player for the confidentiality. I cannot share the name, but it was the
Mhm.
topmost in the world when they were entering the Indian market, and that was the first time the payment gateway system was introduced in India.
Mhm.
Starting from one till now, I'm on the panel of 5 banks doing a fintech
Mhm.
audit for technically 75% of the top 100 players in the market right now.
Mhm.
And today I'm proud to say I actually give workshops and seminar on how the fintechs work, how the industry work, how to do the audit, and
Mhm.
how good the industry is going to stay. So that's
Mhm.
my journey into Bollywood and fintech.
Mhm. Dr. Nishant, your journey seems quite inspiring and quite interesting. And whereas when we talk about as a chartered accountancy, and whether it is CFA or whether CA, initially it's a lot of struggle or a lot of stress. The you know early career or early professionals they feel. What advice would you like to give to them?
My simple advice: if you start a path, complete it. Never leave any path uncompleted. And always, if you believe and try and get inspired from me being a CA, lawyer, and MBA, please hold your horses, complete one thing at a time, and do it. If you do a multiple tasking, you're not excelling at one thing at all, and that creates a problem. So it's always better complete CA, complete LLB, complete LLM, and then do MBA or whatever the course you want to do. But be focused on what you do. Hard work always pays, and you will definitely find it. Second thing, very important, you should always be ready to take a no from anything. You never know that no can convert into yes anytime. It can be a part of your business, professional, or personal life. But if you're mentally ready, it doesn't affect you and you don't feel hurt. Third
Mhm.
thing is connecting the unconnect. Never stop approaching a person. If you have the right motive and the right gesture, you will definitely find a friend or a business partner through this connecting the unconnected. And that's what I
Right.
the three mantras I always believe in. Over to you.
Nishant, here we heard and we can see in your background connecting the unconnected, and you bring in your uh, just now as we were talking about connecting the unconnected. Would you like to share what exactly is this? Is this part of your? We can see on Spotify or YouTube, or what exactly is this?
Yeah, I'm actually on all the social media platform and I'm a podcaster also. I take interviews. I share my journey of podcasting on the
Mhm.
podcast on all the channels.
Right.
Connected and unconnected has a story behind it. So
Mhm.
me and my partner, Dr. Megha Sharma, we were doing starting and entered into the travel networking company.
Right.
We started with one group of a WhatsApp and we were around 25 people only. And then we realized, yes, we need to bridge the gap what a travel agent or B2B agent faces. The problem will be if you have a value proposition, your startup going to definitely be successful. So we started with 25th, and I'm today proud to say we have 18,000 B2B travel agents. We are the largest travel networking B2B platform in the world, and we were
Mhm.
covered by London Times and Mint. When we were in London, the British High Commission and the Indian High Commission of the British were very happy and impressed with the product, and they actually covered us. So that's
Mhm.
a journey behind connecting the unconnected.
So how it works and how our audience or our listeners can get benefit out of it, and what's the process, what it seems like, how they can find it and all.
So if for example I met you on a LinkedIn, like
Mhm.
I met you, we started connecting, and then a year right now, I'm giving an interview to. Similarly, if you find someone fruitful in a LinkedIn or a Facebook or an Insta and everything, try connecting on a cordial note or gesture, good gesture, and be a gentleman. You will definitely, you will never know, you might find your best partner, a business partner, or your next investor also from there. So the fear of approaching a person should be overcome, and then only you
Mhm.
can be successful and use the mantra of connecting the unconnected. And this should
Right.
help me. And I got an investor through a stranger. I got a partner in through connecting the unconnected, and it worked. So it's the approach which you have and how you want to this. Because if you don't speak to someone, you cannot find someone, and you cannot get an investor on anyone. So it's just
Right.
an art of speaking or a gift of gab or whatever you call. You need to talk and connect the unconnected. The people who are already, are already connected, and if the things gonna work, it's gonna work. But if you try to approach and open a new thing, like a Bible
Mhm.
say, one door closes, a new door opens. This is
Right.
what connecting the unconnected says. Opening the
Mhm.
new door to your success
Right.
journey.
Right. And when we are talking about such a innovative way to connect people, how you find it is helping, or it helped during this pandemic season or its ongoing pandemic season, how you find it, is it helpful?
To be honest, the internet during the pandemic times is a boon, like Zoom call, what we're doing. And
Mhm.
because of the virtual world, you can virtually
Mhm.
travel across the globe. Let me just recall to you that my London office and my Japan office, my Riyadh, my Bahrain were all open during the pandemic. With
Mhm.
just the connection which I have built in during the so many years on the virtual platform and getting people from Toastmaster or via Ed, my partners.
Mhm.
So when you are here and if you cannot physically meet a person, if you are still in connected on a Zoom call or an online world, you can connect not only in Bombay, not only in India, you can go anywhere in the world and you can connect the people.
Mhm.
It's an approach. It's all you coming out of your comfort zone and meeting people across the globe. And that's what I did also in Toastmasters. I opened a club of Toastmasters United with around people from 22 countries who are members of the club. You have a different culture, different cities, people coming in. And from that, I got my partner in Japan.
Mhm.
That's what you can see how the virtual world can help you out. Pandemic
Right.
or no pandemic, if you have the gut feeling and you can take the extra mile, you will definitely reach success.
Right. Right. And as you shared your own experiences, how it helped your work and your business to get your business set up in international market. How you find, or what advice would you, or maybe suggestion would you like to give to our audience, or what they require? Maybe something, tips or something to do the
The first
same way.
step, you should know your product very well. Secondly, you need to find who are your customers, and not only in India but also abroad. Approach a friend or a family or different networking channel which you have across the globe. We also run a networking company which is known as We Empower. If you're there on that, it's just a click of a mouse and you are there. You reach the world, you reach a country, you talk to the person and explain your product. Out of 10 calls, I'm sure I can guarantee 2 calls will be successful and you will get sales. You will get a revenue and a profit. It is all up to you if you take that extra mile and you connect. So you
Right.
you don't guarantee a success on all the 10 calls, but definitely 2 will be a successful.
Mhm.
That's the way the approach people should have to be successful and going out of the comfort zone to get clientele across the globe. The world is your place, and this has happened thanks to the global pandemic, where you actually are sitting at home on the virtual world and you connecting to people there.
Right. Uh, as we hear from you, your work journey, your bouncing back theory, how it works and how you implement in your own career, in your life, which is really interesting. Uh, just would like to ask, as we run this show as a Be a Man, and we always ask first this last thing to our speaker. As a man, what definition you understood initially by maybe your books, by society, or whatever means you found to understand the definition of man, would you like to share with us, and how you
So
created
I
your own meaning as a man
okay.
in your life?
So I normally never discriminate between a man and a woman. Like I already told my journey behind a successful journey of mine, there always have been a woman and there is still a woman across with me who are my partner.
Right. Right.
So for me, a man is a person who can hold your hands, who can be there, not mentally, but
Mhm.
even mentally and physically, and not mandatory to be financially supporting a person. Sometimes you just need a person to hold hands and to hear your stories, and you give motivation. So I always believe as a man, I am here to give motivation to every person or gender, irrespective of gender. And for me, a man is a person who's strong. Women also are strong, but then if I can take care of my family, and this is my responsibility to the family, I always believe that my journey as a man is complete. If I can be a leader or a hero in the eyes of my child, I have reached the point of success as a man. That's what I believe in. But I always respect the woman, and I always believe for because of the woman I'm here, and I always believe every if you respect a woman, you will always get successful because a woman is the back of your success, and she's also not even the back, but she's walking across with you today as partners, founders, and investors.
Wonderful, wonderful, and then we can feel all the way whatever you said, the reflection in your on your personal life as well as in your business. So thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing how you are defining a meaning of being a man in your personal life as well as in professional life. How you are defining that, how we can come along and create this better meaning and better society for ourselves and for our coming generation. So thank you, Dr. Nishant, for sharing your work. I hope it will help our audience and our speaker to get some motivation, inspiration. Along with that, as you have Nishant Nishport, where they can hear and connect with you. You have your own service and your businesses in different countries. Definitely, we would put the description about Dr. Nishant Mehta's work in description as well. If our audience and speaker would like to get connect, maybe due to some work or maybe need little more motivation or guidance, Dr. Nishant Mehta would be happy to connect with you. As he said, connecting the unconnected. So he's a right person where you can get connected. So thanks a lot once again, Dr. Nishant, for giving your time and sharing your journey with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Sasi, for inviting me to this. Thank you.
And thanks to all our audience who are listening and watching us. As I always say, we are here to support, to motivate and creating new definition in our own life and are finding our own purpose and meaning in our own life, how we are creating better meaning in our own life. As Dr. Nishant shared, what he defines as a being a man, creating his own meaning rather than getting influenced by those traditional or very male dominated meanings like macho man or bodybuilder. No, he's creating his own meaning, what means to be being. And I hope you are finding in your own way how you are defining meaning in your life, being a man, being a woman, or whatever gender you are. But please keep thinking about it, keep finding those purpose in your life. And moreover, if you are looking for some support and motivation, would like to get connect with our speakers, we are here to support you as well. So with this note, I will come with next time with one more episode. Take care, stay safe, bye-bye.